Hey everyone, Christian here coming at you with a new palm review, and this is going to be Dypsis saintelucei. And this is a solitary Dypsis, so it's not one of the clumpers, but it's also not one of the huge Dypsis like the ones with the massive trunks or the massive heels. So this one gets its name from, it grows from the saintelucei forest on the southeastern edge of Madagascar. So because it's on the southeastern edge, it's actually further away from the equator and grows in a cooler climate close to what the triangle palm grows, near where it grows. And as a result, it has about the same cold hardiness as a triangle. So definitely 9B, possibly a little bit more cold hardy. This actually does really well in California. So there's a few notable traits about this palm. Let me put my soda down here real quick and I'll show you. So first we have the not very fine, but somewhat fine pinnae. And on the underside here, you can see that it is nice and silver, and it has that little tomentum in the back of the midrib. And so when it's darker out, you can actually look underneath and it kind of glares back at you because any kind of light shines back on that that silvery back. So the second is, well, it does have, it is semi-plumose. You can see the pinnae are kind of exiting the rachis at different angles there. So that's another neat little aspect about it. It doesn't have flat leaflets. The third being the white crown shaft. Now, sorry, this pot's not weeded. It's that's not really my job at this particular place. So if it were, it'd probably be weeded. But anyway, you can see the trunk pretty well. The crown shaft is there. It's almost ready to trunk. I'd say another year or so, and it'll probably start forming a trunk. This is a big 7-gallon pot. The white powdery crown shaft with the black specks, or black flecks, I should say. They are, very notable in this palm. There are other white crown shafted palms, but this one is a little bit thinner, so it's not quite as, it's not quite as beefy as some of the bigger white ones, but it still is very prominent and is the only one in this kind of size range. So this is a moderate grower. Most cold hardy plants are not that fast, as far as, if you notice, like most of the stuff that's really fast growing tends to be extremely tropical. But you can see it is a crown shafted palm. It does have a new leaf coming out. And the only thing that I've noticed that this palm really has a problem with is rooting into pots. It doesn't seem to want to root very strongly into new pots. So when you repot them, make sure that it's not excessively windy and that your soil is pretty, it holds it down pretty well, because it seems to want to tip over a lot. I don't know why with this species, it just does that. So the seeds of Dypsis saintelucei, I believe, are going to be kind of like an ovoid shape. They're going to have some fibers on it. They're going to have the shape of many other typical Dypsis. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But it's relatively easy to germinate. They are prone to damping off, so definitely use a well-draining media. And probably between 80 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit will germinate this best. They tend to germinate fine in lower temperatures, as opposed to like between 90 and 100, because they do grow in a cooler climate. So again, this is I would grow it. It's being grown in a lot of shade, 70% or so right now, and I would say that it will eventually grow into mostly sun, but I would not put it out in full sun at a size like this. I'd wait until it at least has some trunk, gets a little bit bigger. But it is a cold hardy Dypsis. It does handle frost and freezes. I wouldn't say that it enjoys it, but it will take down in the 20s and will seemingly be just fine. I've seen these plants take the upper 20s in pots like this, and they show no damage. So I don't know about lower than, say, like 27, but they're not going to be burning up at 30 or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's my experience with its cold hardiness. So they're relatively easy to get a hold of. These plants started showing up around, I would say, 10 years ago in this size. Their seed is readily available. You should be able to find it on different sites when the plant is seeding. So that's about it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and subscribe. If you have any more questions about Dypsis saintelucei, go ahead and leave it down below. or other Dypsis that may be from this area that are cold hardy, like I said, the triangle. And yeah, if you enjoyed enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, just kind of a benchmark for me, and kind of feeling like I, reached 1,000 people. Reaching one person is great. Reaching 1,000 people is even greater. So, I really would like to get there. I'm sure I will eventually, but I just, thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm almost there. So, well, it's only a matter of time. But if you know anyone that also enjoys palms or plants in general, think they might enjoy the channel, go ahead and share it with them, and it'd be much appreciated. So until next time, I will see you guys later.